Keystone Church, look at where we've been. In late 2004, we began Keystone Church in the house Susan and I built to start a church. And wouldn't you know it, 3 weeks later, we moved into a school. We had big dreams, big visions of what we would do in that school. The vision was to create a place where people far from God could experience life in Christ.
We got the mailer from a friend. We went to Keystone, we decided to go, and it was in a school. And I'll never forget that day. We walked into the school. Jan Frankie came running up to us and grabbed us, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit. She sat us on the front row, and I was always a back row guy. I always sat on the back row, and it was game on. And the music came on, and it was just such a memorable experience because it was so inviting. It was home for us.
Back in those days, our biggest challenge was we had to buy a sound system. It cost us $25,000 at the time to buy a sound system, and we challenged the church. The church rallied, and they brought in enough money so we could buy the sound system. Not only that, but we had a vision to create an environment for our children called Camp Keystone. We took a gym and we threw down fake grass and bought Eddie Bauer tents and created an environment where they could have small groups in those tents. The kids loved it. It was an incredible experience. 2 years in that school. Look at what God did. Sacrifice made that possible.
After the first service, we just knew that we were in the right place, and we knew from the first time that we wanted to keep coming back.
I remember telling Joe, like, oh, we're not going anywhere else. We're never leaving this place. I felt like we had finally found a church home.
I walk into the church and it's just, I feel like I belong here. And I don't feel like that in a lot of places other than the tattoo shop.
There's never a time I don't walk into Keystone and just feel like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Look at what God did as we cast the next vision. As we began to look for a place that we could meet regularly, we found a furniture store, and we challenged the church that over 3 years, if we could raise $1 million, that we would be able to move into that furniture store, and that's exactly what happened. We went through a journey, a supernatural journey of sacrificial giving. In over 3 years, we raised that money, and when we moved into that furniture store, lives were immediately changed.
And I was very unhappy and didn't know how I'd gotten to the point where I was, and I was just depressed and had nothing, and I didn't know what I needed to fix that, and I didn't know what was missing. And I decided on a lonely Sunday to visit Keystone.
I loved the fact that Keystone is about finding the broken people. I love that there's no one that is not welcome here.
And I will tell you that I never experienced people like this before. People who I did not know that would drop everything and come meet me. People who wanted to help me. And something about the church just touched my heart immediately.
Like, you could walk in and all these people are surrounding and they want you here and they want to know how your life is and they want to see your life changed.
Everything's changed. You know, our son from one day to the next discovered he had a new dad, called him new dad for a long time.
It's just amazing the support that this church gives you. It's unbelievable.
As we grew, we knew we needed to launch. We need to expand this facility. We need to expand our parking. And so what did we do? We challenged the church. And through a supernatural journey of sacrificial giving, the church over 2 years raised over $1 million, and we were able to buy a trolley. We were able to renovate the Keller campus. We were able to do so much that continued to unlock life change. Then, not so long ago, we cast the vision for a second campus. The North Fort Worth campus launched with a bang, and life change has been the result. You know what it took? It took people giving sacrificially so that it would unlock life change. And that's the story of Keystone. When you look at where we've been, sacrifice has made it possible. Look at where we are. We're one church in 2 locations. Where we are, experiencing life change like never before. Did you know that from the time that we started Keystone Church until August of 2011, we saw 500 lives changed forever and go public by baptism? That's 500 people who were publicly baptized at Keystone Church. But did you know that just 2 years later, in just 2 years, we would baptize another 500 people? It took us 2 years to do what we did in 6 years. We are addicted to life change. That's what it's all about. That's the goal for us. That's the touchdown, is seeing people who are far from God find life in Christ, leading everyone to experience a passionate life in Christ. We're addicted to that kind of life change. Whenever you unlock that sacrificial pocket of giving, it's jet fuel for life change. And that's where we've been. This is what we've seen.
If someone hadn't originally given, I don't care if we started in a school, it took money to get to that school. It took money to create that worship experience that made him want to go back a second time. Somebody did that, and they did it for us. We want to do it for someone else.
I'm forever grateful for people who gave of themselves to someone that they didn't know.
It's our life.
It's our life, yeah. Definitely has changed our family tree for the better.
I just remember walking in, and it was like all my long lost friends were all there just taking me in, and it was really refreshing.
I am forever grateful for this place and always will be.